Good day. How are you? Couple administrative things. We got conference starts tomorrow. We have management leadership conference in Las Vegas. Start tomorrow. I'll be there. Homie Randy will be there. Frank's also flying back to Vegas. And yeah, many of you will be there. Many people that have been in the ecosystem for a bit, have been around us, been in the mastermind group, tend to show up at the live events. So quite a few of you are going to be there, and I look forward to seeing you there in person. For those that haven't done that, say, shit. Well, you just made a comment a few minutes ago that you said you can't, say, I think I'm the only one that's been to like all the events. And why'd you make the effort to do that for years? Why'd you make the effort for years to show up, 5 times a year to go to all those events?
It's just the people that are there, you can't just find randomly out in the street. So
Cold approaching dudes.
Yeah, you can't cold approach dudes and meet like high level people with great insights that can better your life in like many ways. So it's one of the only places I could go to network at that level and create good friendships and help each other grow and become better.
Yeah, I think, imagine walking up to random dudes and say, hey man, you want to make a few $1 million and do some other, productive gangster shit together? Talk about deep philosophical things that'll make our lives better, and maybe have some pretty women too. Like, would be, good luck. So I built a damn thing for that reason. I wish there was something that I could go buy. I tried. I spent so much money on different groups to go, this mastermind or that mastermind or different social groups. I spent so much damn money and time going to these things, and you show up and there's, half of the people were fake. A chunk of them are loony one way or another, and just like, man, this is not what I thought. So. There's one group that started off super cool, and then it just became like an enclave of like communist thought. And I was like, what happened here? So I had to build it because I couldn't find it. I wish I could find it. I wish it was there and I could find it. But I wanted to be around people that were, intelligent, hardworking, serious about, setting goals and accomplishing goals. And maybe a brief thought. We're going to have an abbreviated chat today because we're going to go spend time with the most important people at the live event. So, the ones that have made the greatest commitment, they're going to be there with us, and you'll understand. I'll see you in person tomorrow. And the ones that haven't made that commitment, then I don't mind if I leave a bit early and go spend time with the most committed people. But a conversation I've had in recent weeks, people they talk about their feelings a lot. I feel like this. I feel. No one cares about your feelings, folks. Nobody cares. And who should care even less about your short-term feelings is you. You should be very concerned about your long-term feelings, your long-term outcomes. And if a short-term feeling is more important than your goal, then don't expect to accomplish many goals. You're going to have very, very little accomplishment in life, very little of anything that resembles success. And you have to be able to set aside your short-term feelings and focus on your goals. And then your long-term feelings are going to be pretty great, by the way. In the long term, you can have whatever you want. You could have anything that life has to offer, The limitations of humanity are yours. Anything that life has to offer, you can have that shit. But in the long term, in the mid-term, if you're concerned about your short-term feelings, nobody wants to do shit that's tough in the short term. Like, there's a whole crisis in the world of men don't want to act like men. They don't want to do traditional men things, and there's a better path. I suggest there's a better path. That most of you would prefer to follow. What are your thoughts about this? You've been multi-time world champion at UFC. Frank's got the most submissions in heavyweight history at UFC. Got some other records too. Did you do that because you were concerned about your feelings, or how did that work out?
No.
Kids are wrestling champions and, fighting on the path to be higher level fighting champions as well. Like, they spend a lot of time in their feelings or getting shit done?
Very little. It's not reality. And you're basing off of any kind of response or reactions or results if they're emotionally based. Emotions, perspective, it's in your head, it's between your ears. It's not real. I could be very upset about a situation, be happy about a situation. How I look at it can change. There's all the expression, you lose your dog, you're upset, the worst day ever, but then the woman that finds the dog ends up becoming your wife, and wow, it's better. Nothing changed. reality was reality, but your perspective might have changed, and emotions and are that aspect of that. So I mean, when it comes to fighting is like life. That's why I love the martial arts. The instruction that I use to teach my children how to think and how to conduct themselves. That's how I concentrate myself, because no one's gonna sit there and go, well, I felt like that punch should have landed. I really felt like that should have worked, that choke. You know, it feels like, I mean, it really upset me that you mounted me. It was hurting my feelings that you just were punching my face in the ground. You know what I mean? It's a waste of time to even be worried or concerned. Like, there's only so much time in the day for me to solve problems. For you to tell me how you feel about it, or for me to even allow my own emotions to become involved, is a hesitation. And even if it does, if there's a moment I start to go ahead and go, well, I don't like how this is going, I try to get past that thought as fast as possible. Okay, get that out of my head. What's the reality of what's going on? What's the mathematics of what I got to do right now? Am I going to be able to get this done? I mean, and the emotional aspect has to be eliminated as fast as possible. I mean, we're human. I'm not going to say that I'm a machine and I don't ever sit there and go, well, that's uncomfortable. But I just know how to get through it. Like, well, it's either going to be uncomfortable right now, or I could postpone it and it could be uncomfortable later, and I could be, you know, but discomfort's on its way. Let's head it up right now.
The world don't care about your feelings. Your own goals. Your goals don't care about your feelings or your excuses. You have to go, you know, nurture those goals and work towards those goals, and then your reality will be, you know, quite lovely. Really, be again, you have anything you want to within human limitation. You might have things that no other human had before you. That's wonderful, but that shit won't happen accidentally, and it won't happen, you know, because you hoped and wished. It'll happen because the focus on reality is very poignant, and then that's the right word. Is like the sooner you can get away from hoping and wishing and feeling, and be like, you know, all right, what is the objective reality of my circumstance as best as I can perceive it? As best as I can perceive the situation, the limitations of my knowledge and experience. What is the reality, the objective reality of this experience, of this situation, of the circumstance? And the closer you can see reality, which you can't perfectly, everything is subjective. You don't have perfect information. There's some information nobody has, et cetera, et cetera. That's how life is. So with limited information, you have to look at things as objectively as possible, as rationally as possible. Remember what your goals are. Say, all right, what are my primary objectives in life? What is it I'm trying to accomplish? What am I trying to do for me personally? What am I trying to do to contribute to my team, to my social groups, to the relationships that I care about in the world? And you know, how can I make progress, you know, in a big way? Maybe the current thing for you to do is to not worry about your little, you know what, my primary personal goal is obstructed at this moment. What can I do to contribute to my friend's goal right now that maybe in the future he might be inclined to help me out with something? What can I do to contribute to this other relationship, friendship, circumstance, building knowledge, building information? What could you do to procure, to nurture other resources in the short term that you know, will help you get rid of that obstruction, or when that obstruction eases by itself, will help you to, you know, more rapidly advance towards that goal. And you know, you can't just sit around and think, you know, it's really another very useless thought is the selfishness of like me in a short-term perspective. It's fine to think about me. I'm a selfish person, and unashamedly so. And I don't trust anybody who tells me they're not a selfish person. I think they're a liar or an idiot. There's not a third option. There might be both. It could be a liar and an idiot. I guess that's the third option. But I think they're clearly at least a liar or an idiot, and perhaps both. I'm a selfish person. I don't want to spend time with somebody who is not a selfish person, because I don't trust them. If I can't trust them to do things for themselves, how the are they going to do anything for me? So I like to have partnerships and friendships and alliances with other selfish people. And I know, as crazy as this might sound to some of you, and I don't mean to make a little haiku or linguistics poem of some kind, but like the more I can rely on them, the more I could contribute to their selfishness. I could rely on their long-term selfishness to help me out with something once in a while too, because I'm pretty useful. I might be extremely useful. I'm a good ally to have around. So I could rely on that person out of if nothing else, maybe out of loyalty, maybe out of friendship, maybe out of love. But if all that fails, if all that mushy shit fails, I could rely on their own selfishness. They're going to help me with something. because they know that I might be very useful to them in the future.
Their self-interest.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. People say, oh, those aren't real relationships. You know what are fake relationships? Is the fake bullshit that you people tell yourself. Like, oh, I love my neighbor and my friend and I don't have random friends. I don't have any random friends. I could tell you anybody that I spend time with, I say, why do I spend time with it? Oh, he helped me with this, he helped me with that. I need to do this and that for him to make sure I'm doing my part. I got to do these couple other things that's unexpected to make sure I'm doing more than is expected, so they can continue to help me with something in the future. I don't have any accidental friendships. I don't have any random friend from back in the day that we happened to grow up on the same street. And the person that you grew up to that happened to be, live 2 blocks away from you that was your childhood buddy, is statistically improbable that's the person that can do the most for you in the world. Like, if it happens to be true in your circumstance, that's great. But most of the time, you're lying to yourself. You probably evolved past that at a faster rate than they did, and that's why you're here. And you're probably going to continue to evolve faster than other people. That's why you're going to be in a premier spot in the future. But random chance of whoever your random college roommate was, or the kid you grew up down the street from you, I don't know. You probably could find even more productive allies in life.
I say that even when it comes to family. Blood is thicker than water. The covenant is something that my children stuff. Just because someone's born as a brother or family member, to me, that's meaningless. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have anything. Just because you haven't had the same genetics I have, it's water. The covenant doesn't exist. It's blood. The people I go to war with, the people that I go to battle with, the guys that actually show me your worth, and I'll show you my worth. I'll fight for you. You fight for me. That's a relationship. It's worth it. It's earned. It's not just given.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
You watch this video all the way through, and that tells me you're dedicated to learning more and earning far above average outcomes in your life. Congratulations for that. But now it's time to take action. If you could have earned those results by yourself, you would have done it already. My head coach has opened up a few spots on his high-demand calendar for an in-person, one-on-one strategy session to help you. On this call, we'll give you the pragmatic advice that you can implement tonight to get laser-focused on the right metrics and leave mediocrity far behind in your past. Click that link right now in the description below and apply for your call immediately. Do it now.